2 days ago, I posted a video about another coach who is also cold approaching, but who is doing it the wrong way. And I showed you by reviewing his video how he is doing it the wrong way. And yeah, it's my highest performing video ever. We are going to keep going. If you guys want to see reviews, we're going to review more coaches. No problem. Today we are going to review a video of Austen Summers, who will show us how he destroyed his approach anxiety. It is part of his program. It is what he is teaching to people. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Beginner Desensitization Plan. In this video, we're going to be putting the science of systematic desensitization into action by approaching and breaking it down into smaller steps, so that way you gradually increase your approach confidence. So let's get into it. So where should you go when doing this? Go to a busy walking street or to a venue at night, such as a bar or a club. If you're still looking for a place to game.
The first red flag for me here is that he tells you to go in a busy street or in a bar, in a nightclub, you know. It's two different environments. It's not the same at all, you know. If you go in a busy street, I assume during the day or even at night, you know, like you're not going to approach the same way. Each environment has its own game. And it seems that he's not aware of that. Like he's just telling you like, okay, like just go to some place and do the stuff I do basically, which is wrong, you know. Like you want like to approach a certain way when you are in the busy street. You want to approach a certain way when you are inside the bar.
So what is the plan? Well, there's actually two: an aggressive 4-day plan and a chill 9-day plan. So which plan is right for you? Well, if you consider yourself a pretty social person, or you've had some experience with game in the past and you're getting back into it, I recommend the aggressive plan. Conversely, if you're new to game or you have little experience socializing, I'd recommend the chill plan. Aggressive desensitization plan. All right, this is the 4-day plan. At the start of each day's session, you want to do your warm-up. So check out the warm-up video for that. So day 1 of this plan, after you do the vocal and verbal warm-ups,
he asks you to do vocal warm-up before approaches. Like, you guys need to understand that you should be ready to approach anytime without having to do a warm-up before, without having to prepare yourself. So you better learn to approach while being 100% yourself, even if your voice doesn't sound super deep, you know, and optimal, even if like you are not in the right state, you should be able to approach anyway. So making all of that stuff before, like, it doesn't really make sense, especially like vocal warm-up and stuff like that. It's the kind of stuff that I have a lot of people, you know, who join my close friends and who do that kind of stuff, who ask like, what should we do for warm-up? Just going out, you know, and looking to approach girls, it's enough to warm up, you know. If you keep going out daily, at some point you will start approaching, because you will be like so frustrated to see all those girls, you know, passing by, that you will end up approaching at some point. So yeah, and now he's telling you,
this plan, after you do the vocal and verbal warm-ups, I want you to compliment 5 guys.
What the fuck? Bro, like, we are going out for girls. Why would you compliment fucking 5 guys? Like, it makes no fucking sense. Why would you give compliment? Is he really doing it?
Nice shoes, man. And then compliment 15 girls. Excuse me, I just wanted to say that your dog is absolutely lovely.
I never seen that video. Like, it's the first time I see it.
And 15 girls. Compliment 5 guys. Nice shoes, man. And
what?
in verbal warm-ups, I want you to compliment 5 guys. Nice shoes, man.
Man, like, what the fuck? It has to be staged. Like, I don't think it's staged. Just complimenting guys like that in the street. You really don't want to do that. You really don't want to give random compliments to other dudes when you are doing it. We spoke about it in the last video, but yeah, I'm gonna just repeat myself. You don't want to give away your energy to people you don't know, especially not dudes. You are out to approach girls, so you should focus on approaching the highest quality of girls. Do not use other people to get in a certain state, because the state you will be in is completely fake. You talk to people you are not genuinely interested in, so you are going to develop that Mr. Nice Guy, you know, aura that is like talking to everyone like, hey, nice shoes, man. Hey, nice haircut, bro. Like, what the fuck, you know? What? Like, I will never do that. I will never ask any of my students to do that. I will never do that either. When you go out, you want to stay low-key. You don't want to talk to anyone. You know, it's another proof that those guys, they are not cold approaching a lot, because if you live somewhere and you do this every day for a year, at some point, you are going to be seen as that guy who is doing this a lot, you know? So, yeah, like, if you want to stay low-key, it makes no sense to talk to everyone in your city like that. Just go for the highest quality of girls. That's it. You don't have to talk to any guys.
And then compliment 15 girls.
Excuse me, I just wanted to say that your dog is absolutely lovely.
Thank
It's this is a golden poodle, poodle doodle,
Yeah.
snickerdoodle.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank
Have a good one.
Oh my god. It's so overdone, you know, it's so fake. Like, it's really not the way to go. If you approach a girl, you just go approach her, you know, talk to her. You don't have to warm up on other girls before. He's just creating that fake ass confidence, you know. He thinks he gets in the zone by talking to people. He gets, of course, he will get dopamine from doing that, but it's not aligned with the goal, you know. Like, the goal is like to really like snipe the highest quality of girls. Like, you see a beautiful girl, you go talk to her, you're focused on her, you know. You don't like talk to everyone like that. Makes no sense to me. And it's funny because the previous coach that we reviewed together, he was doing the same. It's almost like a disease in that space. There is a collective misunderstanding that you need to talk to everyone in the street when you are doing cold approach. It's not the case. You want to be a snob, you know. You don't want to talk to anyone. You want to just like get what you want. Because if you do that at the mall, for example, like, the security is going to see you straight away, you know. Like, they're going to know you and everything. Like, you don't want to be seen by other people. You just want to go for the highest quality of girls, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Go talk to girls. And if you are scared to talk to girls, then you just go out again and again every day until you get so frustrated by seeing girls you are attracted to passing by that you finally go for it. That's how it's done, basically. That's how we do it, you know. And yeah, like, I have a lot of success in my group doing that approach. Of course, it takes more time. Of course, it's less marketable because you have to spend more time doing it. If you have like approach anxiety, you know. I'm going to let Mitch talk about approach anxiety. He's the lead coach in my close friends group.
All of you have seen the video course on how to cold approach on Notion, the video with Bain talking. And at no point is Bain talking about approach anxiety at all. He just explains how to approach, how to do like the most basic approach. Why? Because approach anxiety is not a thing. It's this term that's been thrown around by pickup companies for a long time. And the reason is basically if they convince you that you have approach anxiety, then they can sell you the approach anxiety antidote, you know, like a 2-hour-long video, which the summary of is basically just approach girls and shut the fuck up, right? The thing that causes resistance is that guys think they have to do it right the first time. So it's almost like, oh, this is why I always say suicide mission, right? Because guys think if I don't do it right the first time, my fucking career is over. But it's not like that. If you've never done something, then obviously you're going to feel you're not going to feel confident doing something that you don't know how to do. But how do you get good at doing it? By doing it. So it's not approaching anxiety, it's just fucking irrational. It's completely normal to feel this way.
So you see, it makes no sense, you know, like to just talk to everyone on the streets like that. Please stop doing it. I have so much guys who are joining my groups. It's super hard for them like to remove that fake ass attitude, you know, that they created by following the advice of those guys. They just teach you like to not be yourself, basically. They teach you to just feel good about yourself fast, but with that understanding that you are just adding layers, you are not really like being yourself and embracing who you are. Of course, when you go out, you should be anxious, Of course, when you go out, you should like feel bad, It's normal to feel bad. It's normal to feel like shit, because it's really hard to cold approach when you don't do it consistently. It's hard to get back to it, even like for me, like sometimes. So you just have to embrace basically how shitty the situation is, instead of trying like to hide it behind like those fake ass interactions. Just embrace how shitty your situation is, and then it's basically only up from here. Each new approach should feel like an upgrade for you.
These can be compliments or situational comments that boost people's mood. If you want to supercharge the compliments, give a high five.
Fuck yeah, dude, I love Johnny Cash.
And don't wait for the perfect moment to do these compliments, just do them. And keep in mind, this exercise could take you 5 minutes or 5 hours. So don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect person, just compliment as soon as you see that person. Day 2, you need to compliment 5 guys, compliment 10 girls, and then do 10 warm-up approaches. A warm-up approach is where you're going in to do the open. You're not looking to get an outcome out of it. You're just sharing the good vibes.
Sharing the good vibes. You are out sharing the good vibes with people who know nothing about you, with people you don't know. Why would you share good vibes with those people? Like, why would you share good vibes with everyone? You don't know them, okay? If you see a girl you are attracted to, you go talk to her, but you shouldn't share any good vibes, and just like, oh, be that cool guy, because you don't know her, okay? So you want to share good vibes to people you know, like to your friends, to your social circle, with your girlfriend, but not with strangers like he's doing. It's fake. It's fake as fuck. It's literally why I wrote my book. That guy is responsible for so many layers added on top of so many personalities.
Doing the open, and you can leave immediately afterward. So you can
And you leave immediately afterward, just like you build nothing nice, cool. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
You can go in with the expectation that it could just not go anywhere and just give yourself permission to fail or just feel a little uncomfortable. Do the open and then leave.
Guys, sorry to interrupt this.
The little run.
Guys, sorry to interrupt this really stimulating conversation you're having.
No fucking way. That's his opener. Let's replay it.
And then leave.
Guys, sorry to interrupt this really stimulating conversation you're having.
When you approach girls, your opener should be as short as possible. And what he's doing here is typically what I see with my beginner students, who are trying to own the situation way too much. They don't embrace the randomness of the situation by just going up to those girls and saying hi, and just embracing like the awkwardness of that unexpected interaction. But that guy is trying to own it straight away, with that.
Guys, sorry to interrupt this really stimulating conversation you're having.
Sorry to interrupt this really stimulating conversation you are having. It's scripted, it's unbearable, it's not natural, That's not how you want to approach. That's not how you want to create interaction with strangers. You know nothing about them, you just go up to them and you can just say hi. Just get their attention, And it should be like an exchange. It's not just you like going up to them, and running your little script, blah, 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 blah. That's what he's doing. Like straight away, I can tell, he's trying to own it. But you don't own the interaction. You create it with the girl. It should be like a connection, It's not just you talking, and trying to own it. All right.
But you're cute as fuck. I want to say hi.
Thank you.
Do you have a name?
Haley.
Haley, Austin. Nice to meet you. I'll fist bump you.
Fist bump again. You don't want to touch the girls. I already said it so many times during the approach. You keep your boundaries.
Hi.
Thank you.
Do you have a name?
Haley.
Haley, Austin. Nice to meet you. I'll fist bump you.
Do you have a name? You know, those kind of like witty ass questions. You just don't do that, man, because he's gesture maxing right now. You know, like he comes up to the girl, running his little script. Whoop-de-doo. Do you have a name? No, like, no. Just behave normally, you know. You don't have to try like to do that kind of stuff.
Thank
Are you a Tampa person?
you. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave now, but you're awesome. I'll probably bump into you again.
Okay.
All right, bye.
It's hell, like he just came to those girls, did like his gesture max shit, and now he's like, okay, it was nice to meet you. I will probably bump onto you again. I get it, like he doesn't approach on purpose to show his students how he's warming up, but man, if you see a beautiful girl, you'll probably see her once in your life. You don't want to do that shit. You want to get her IG, you know, to get her contact. You're not like, hey, I will probably bump into you later. Like, they're just like so happy that he leaves, you know. And by the way, Austen, the fuck is this, bro? Holy shit. But like, what's up with those coaches like approaching fat girls? I don't get it, you know. Like, she's bigger than him, you know.
Bye.
Day number 3, I want you to compliment 5 guys, compliment 5 girls, do 5 warm-up approaches where the result doesn't matter, then do 10 persistence approaches. These are approaches where you're persisting, staying in 10% longer than is comfortable.
All right. What he's doing, it goes against cold approach. Cold approach is something almost magical, and it shouldn't be quantified. You shouldn't be like, okay, like I need to do like 10 approaches, 20 approaches, 30 approaches. You shouldn't think about that at all. You shouldn't try to quantify everything. You should just go out, look for high quality girls, and if you see one, you go for it. And you're not focused on how much you did, you know, and oh no, I still have to do 5 approaches. No, you don't do that stuff. You are just in the moment, and you don't think about having like some kind of like Excel grid like that, you know, where you have to track everything, you know, and do exactly like what he's saying. Because again, if you do that, you are not yourself. You are doing it to fit his framework, but you're not doing it like to actually like find the highest quality of girls around you. So yeah, it's unnatural. It makes no sense. It's really bad guidance. It's like you're spamming, you know. You want to focus on quality, not quantity.
Yo, sorry to interrupt your photo session here. I just thought you looked really cute. I want to say hi.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Why, yeah. It's like he's approaching anything, you know. That's the problem when you do a lot of approaches. When you spam approaches, it's like you would approach anything. And that's not how it's done, you know. You want to go for the highest quality of girls. You want to go for girls who are like stunning, you know. Not for the first girls you see like that, because there is no challenge, you know. Like any girl like that, if you go talk to her, like she will be responsive basically.
Yeah.
Then what are you guys shooting for? Is this for like
Just for Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was like some professional. Dude, I have a friend who he does like an iPhone course for like videography.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's
Like the other girl is literally hotter than that one. What the fuck is he doing, man? Ay. So here, what he's doing wrong with the opener is trying to guess what they are doing, you know. When you walk up to some girls who are doing some stuff, you shouldn't care too much, you know, like trying to guess what they are doing. Like it's like their girl stuff, you know. Do not try like to guess what they are doing. Go up to the girls you are attracted to and talk to her, you know, and tell her, like, show her that you are attracted to her. You can either like compliment her or just talk to her normally, you know, just like say hi, how are you, what are you doing, you know, ask questions, you know, instead of trying to guess stuff, instead of trying to create rapport so bad, just like he's doing, you know. Let's keep watching, but I feel like he's doing this like to try to build rapport, you know, like, oh, you do a shooting, oh, I understand very good what you are doing, you know, because I have a friend, he's doing that. Let's keep watching.
Some professional. Dude, I have a friend who he does like an iPhone course for like videography.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's your name again? I'm so bad. All right, I don't want to interrupt your guys' whole day, but I mean, I gotta see when this photo comes out on Instagram, so I better grab her Instagram.
Again, if you want to get her Instagram, you don't have to find ways around it, you know. You don't have to be sneaky about it. He's basically sneaky, you know, like telling like, yo, I gotta see those photos on your Instagram, you know. What's your Instagram? You can just basically like tell her like, what's your IG, or do you have Instagram? That's what I do usually. Like, do you have Instagram? It's like a stupid question, right? Do you have Instagram? But you don't even assume that she has Instagram. You see what I mean? That's my level of non-assumption. I never assume anything, because when you don't assume anything, you just let them tell you stuff, you know, instead of trying to own the thing like he's doing. So here, you can just like ask her like, do you have Instagram? Or what's your Instagram? But don't try to be like, yeah, like, oh, I want to see like how those pictures will look like on your Instagram. Da, 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 da. Again, he's like doing way too much, and you can feel like it's cringe as fuck, you know, like when he's asking that. They're like just like, oh, you know, they just want him to leave, you know. They just want him to fuck off.
Do you guys live around here?
Yeah.
Cool. I live near Busch Gardens, but I'm moving. I hate that area.
Yeah.
I like got an Airbnb for 3 months there, and I'm so done with it.
So here he's doing something right, the small talk parts, where he is asking those girls about their location, like, do you live here? So they say like yes, and he doesn't wait for them to ask back. He talk about himself straight away, and this is good. You should do that, because most girls, they will not ask you back the questions you are asking. So a good way to keep the conversation going is to talk about yourself, even if they didn't ask. It's totally fine.
This area seems so nice. You can walk everywhere pretty much. Kind of annoying. All right, good meeting you.
The fist bump.
Good luck with your photo shoot.
Stop doing that shit.
All right, hope it goes well.
Like, whoop-de-doo. It's like, it's hell, man. Like, the situation is so fucking cringe, you know, because of that.
All right, bye.
Day 4, the last day, I want you to compliment 5 guys, compliment 5 girls, do 5 warm-up approaches, do 5 persistence approaches, and then do 10 approaches where you go for the number. And steal this line from me. Hey, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. What's your number?
Excuse me? I was actually going this way, but I noticed you actually were copying my style.
So first, it starts with excuse me. You don't want to start with excuse me. You don't want to feel sorry about anything when you approach someone. It's totally fine to go and talk to a girl. So it's really bad like to start your approach by being sorry, basically. And then he's like, I've noticed you copied my style. It's not manly at all, like, to approach like that, to say that you're like, oh, we have the same style, we're like bestie, you know. He's talking to her like his bestie, basically, which is not the right way to do. You don't want to talk when you approach a girl. You want to create that polarity, you know, between male and female. You don't want to go into like, oh, we have the same clothes, you know, oh, we like the same style.
So I have to call you out on that. One of us has to change.
So I have to call you out on that. One of us has to change. You see, like, it's always like wittiness and trying to like always like fuck around, you know, and do something original, but it doesn't need to be that way. You don't have to do that shit. You can just be normal. You can just talk to her normally, embrace the awkwardness of the situation. He's trying to own the awkwardness of the situation and be like that clown instead of just being a normal person.
And it's not going to be me.
All right, I'll head home and do that now.
What's your name? Are you on the phone right now?
I am.
Okay, listen, I'll make this quick. Do you have a phone number?
So you see, if she's on the phone and she's replying to you, do not be like, oh yeah, okay, I will do this quick. a real life conversation will always beat a digital conversation. So if you talk to her and she's on the phone, you don't care. You don't care. You just keep going, keep talking to her. You know, you don't have to make it quick. You don't have to do it in a certain way because she's on the phone. Just talk to her normally.
I do.
Okay, cool. Do you live in Tampa?
I do.
Okay, those are my 2 qualifications because you seem cool in general.
How old are you?
This was my 2 qualification because you seem cool in general. You actually approach a girl to tell her that she seems cool. You don't have to do that shit, you know. Like, just approach normally, you know, really like do some small talk about like what she's doing. Talk about yourself. I have a whole cold approach framework that you can follow. And that will help you like to just approach normally and be normal, you know, and just like remove all those layers that you have that make you approach like that. That guy is typically the layers final box, you know, it's just full of them.
28? Is that too old?
No.
Fuck.
You see, like, he cannot just embrace the awkwardness of the situation. He always have to say stuff, ask stuff, you know, like, I'm 28. Is that too old? It's like, he literally has confidence issues, you know, always trying to ask stuff, you know, to keep going. He can't just embrace a little bit of silence, you know, just like, I'm 28. Oh, okay. He could definitely ask, how old are you, you know, back? Just ask her, you know, or just keep going. But is that too old? It's not something you want to say. Don't try to frame it for her.
Okay, I'm gonna put, were you jogging or are you just walking?
I'm just walking.
You're walking and talking,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna put walker.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put Walker. It's like, he didn't even say his name.
What's your name? Are you on the phone right now?
I am.
Okay, listen, I'll make this quick.
He didn't introduce himself. So he asked the name, but he didn't introduce himself. Usually what I do when I approach, I don't ask for her name. I start with myself. I'm like, I'm Thomas. Even if she didn't ask, I'm like, I'm Thomas. And after that, she tells like her name, you know, naturally. You don't have to ask for her name. Like, it's weird like to ask for her name, you know, what's your name? Just ask for it if she doesn't tell it when you introduce yourself. But yeah, like usually just by introducing yourself, it's enough.
Okay, here you go. Fill out the short form. I'll shoot you a text and yeah, just send me a photo of you with a different shirt so that we don't.
You got it.
All right.
Yeah. Just send me a photo of you with a different shirt. He knows nothing about her. And he's already asking her to do stuff for him. You don't want to ask a stranger like to send you a photo of her. You know nothing about her. It's going way too fast. And it's just breaking boundaries. Of course, she never like sent a picture. She never replied to him, you know. Those guys, they show you the approach, but they don't show you any receipts. Do that kind of approach, you get ghosted 100% because you don't respect how relationships are made, basically. It has to be slow and gradual, you know. You shouldn't ask a stranger to send you pictures like that. And if she does, then it's a red flag. Then there is something wrong with her, you know.
Now, if that seems too intense for you, you should focus on this next plan, which is the chill plan. Chill desensitization plan. All right, this is the 9-day plan, so let's get into it. Day 1, all you need to do is go to the venue. So drive your car or walk down the street, go to that busy street or that bar or club, and just kind of be in the environment. You may even feel uncomfortable, especially if you're going out at night. By the end of this experience, you kind of get bored and recognize that that's a good thing, because taking action will start to seem more fun than standing around doing nothing. So you can look at people, you can kind of just vibe to the music, have a drink, relax, get some food if you're walking around, just kind of be in that environment. Part of this exercise is just getting the habit of going out. So shower, wear some cool clothes, drive to that place, and get yourself familiar with that environment. And you want to stay in that environment for at least 30 minutes to allow yourself to begin desensitizing. Day 2 is the eye contact day. So go to that same venue and make eye contact with 10 guys and 10 girls, and when they notice you, smile. What you'll observe while doing this is that some people don't look at you, some people do look at you, some people smile, some people look away. So you're gonna get a variety of reactions, and that's normal in game. Day 3, it's time for
I just imagine guys actually following his advice and going to places and doing like eye contact with everyone. I start to think that those guys, they invent all that bullshit just to charge you more, you know, just like to make you do stuff so you feel like you're actually paying for something. It's completely useless, you know, like to just like do eye contact with some girls. I actually go for those girls. If you see a girl you like, you should be able to go for it, you know. You shouldn't just like do some eye contact with strangers like that. It makes no fucking sense again. What he said before, it was okay, you know, like just like go to the place. If you are anxious about approaching, just go to the place, feel the place, you know. This is like good advice. Then it just ruins everything, you know, like why would you go there and make eye contact with everyone? Like you're just gonna look like a fucking weirdo, you know. And right now you are not being able to talk to a girl, so what you need to do is to talk to girls. Like you don't want like to do eye contact with strangers like that. It makes no fucking sense to me.
Compliments. So I want you to go to the venue and I want you to compliment 10 guys and compliment 10 girls. Again, these are situational comments or compliments that add value to people's day. Day 4 is when you're gonna do your first approach. So go out to the venue, do 5 compliments with guys, 5 compliments with girls, and then I want you to do your first warm-up approach. And remember, this is an approach where you don't care about the result. All you're doing is using the open for the first time and signaling intent when you're talking to a woman. Your criteria for success is if you said the opener. Did you say the opener? Congrats, you're winning. So for day game, use this exact open.
Excuse me? I was back there. I was gonna go grab some food. I saw you walking by. You're very like determined. I want to say hi.
It's hell, man. It's hell like to open like this, you know. Excuse me. So we know that we shouldn't start like that. So he's like, I was going to grab some food and I saw you from there, you know, so I walked up to you. I don't understand like why those guys are all doing the same fucking like describing the process of them coming to talk to her. That's the kind of stuff you want to tell her, like if she doesn't understand why you are talking to her. But ideally when you approach a girl, you just want to go up to her, say hi, and start a conversation straight away without having to explain everything like that. That's the best way to approach a girl. And then if she's like, what do you want? What do you talk to me? Then you can explain her, you know, listen, like I saw you. I thought that you are cute and I wanted to say hi and get to know you basically. Because yeah, like if you arrive like that and you are like very like stressing, you know, maybe like the girl, like she was done like to interact with him straight away. But he is like doing all that stuff, you know, blah, 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 straight away. You don't have to do that. Okay, when you approach a girl, you want like to open with the shortest opener possible, and you want to create an interaction straight away with the girl. It's not like just you like whisper forming; it's something that you create with the girl.
Back there, I was gonna go grab some food. I saw you walking by. You're very like determined. I want to say
What the fuck?
hi.
For night game, hey, how's your night going?
Hey, how is your night going? I don't do night game stuff, but don't do that. Don't approach like this in a club.
I want you to do 5 compliments with guys, 5 compliments with girls, and then 5 warm-up approaches. So we're upping the volume for that. Day 6, compliment 5 guys, 5 girls.
Do 5 warm-up approaches and then 1 persistence approach. Remember, a persistence approach is where you're staying in the interaction 10% longer than you feel comfortable with. Day 7, compliment 5 guys, 5 girls, 5 warm-up approaches, and then 5 persistence approaches. Day 8, 5 compliments with guys, 5 with girls, 5 warm-up approaches, and 5 persistence approaches.
Man, like I would go crazy following this advice, man. Just listen to that, you know. I think you get it right. Like, do I need to explain like what's wrong with him? You shouldn't follow any rules like that. Like, why add so much rules? It's already complicated enough. Why make it more complicated with all those rules? 5 warm-up approaches, 5 persistent approaches, like 5 compliments, 5 this, 5 that. Bro, like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, I know that some people are actually doing it, and you will have to unlearn everything. There is nothing like good to keep from all that stuff, you know, because he's basically like formatting you when you do that, you know. He's formatting you like for you like to feel like you are learning something, but you have definitely the wrong foundation because you are being treated like lab rats basically, who are just like doing a lot of approaches, you know, without even taking the number. Like he tells you like to take the number with the last approach, you know. But what if you have actually a nice interaction with a girl, but no, like it was a persistent warm-up approach, so you didn't take the number? Makes no fucking sense, man. Like if you approach a girl, it's to get her number. You don't like get the number after like 10 approaches. Stupid, man.
And then I want you to do 5 approaches where you go for the number. Once you've made it to this point,
every approach should be like going for the Instagram or the number.
congratulations, you've done more than 90% of guys will ever do in their entire lives.
Whoa, I feel so good about this. Of course, like nobody will ever do that shit because it's retarded as fuck, man. Like to just like do like 5 warm-up approaches, 5 persistent approaches, 5 compliments to some guys, 5 compliments to some girls. Like it's retarded as fuck, man. Nobody will ever do that. So of course, like you have done more than 99% of guys, because nobody is doing that shit, man. I feel bad for people who are doing this.
And if at any point you struggle with progressing to the next stage, what I want you to do is just go back to the previous stage and do more volume. So for example, if I struggle doing a warm-up approach, I'm just gonna go back to do compliments, and I'm gonna do, instead of let's say 10 compliments with girls, I'm gonna do 30 compliments with girls. And the more you do of that, you will start to become comfortable with that. And as your comfort zone grows, the stretch zone of where you have to go for the
Warm-up approach and the next approach will be closer and it will be easier to accomplish. So again, congratulations. Once this beginner desensitization plan ends for you, it's not the end of desensitization. Desensitization is a phase of game where every single thing that gives you anxiety or
All right, let's wrap this up. His desensitization plan is just a fancy word to make you do a lot of useless bullshit that you don't have to do. And yeah, like he just uses this like to create some bullshit program to tell you how to cold approach. But as I've shown in that video, that's not the way. That's not how you do it. I'm going to do more reviews like those. I believe there is enough content that tell you what to do and not enough content that tell you what to not do. And with cold approach, it's all about what to not do. It's not about what to do really, it's about what to not do, because you are used to interact with girls a certain way. And if you manage to not repeat the mistake he's doing and to not repeat the mistakes you will do, then you will just have a normal interaction and you will manage to get where you want with those girls. And that's why that format that I have created, where I'm reviewing those guys, is helpful for you. You should keep watching because you will see what you don't need to do. If you want me to review a specific coach, let me know in the comments.